Matiz is going to try and cover Evo off into that all-important turn one. He gets a very, very good start. Evo still has a look on the inside. And there you see Morso and Wycombe side by side through the turn as well. Everybody's got through okay. There's a John Salika and Jason swapping positions as well. Everybody through. Oh, there's a little bit of contact with the McLaren there. Everybody seems to have gotten through. All the carbon fibers still in the right place. So far, so good.
Good clean start with Matiz holding on to that lead ahead of Evo and Morso. Again, Wycombs did go side by side with the Toro Rosso. He did his best to put that Williams up into third position at the start of this race, but it just didn't quite work out for him too. Into the council section we go. The Mercedes getting very close to the barrier on the right-hand side there, and Evo actually just pushing Matiz through the corners. Again, these guys raced in Apex Online Racing in season 14, which was earlier this year into last year, and they certainly have a lot of experience racing one another, and that experience might come into play here as we come to the end of the first lap.
On board with the Castries in the McLaren. He is keeping very much in touch with VSR Simon, who's VSR Simon needs to be wary though. He has in fact just fallen outside of DRS range. Whilst we don't have it just yet, he needs to get on with the job. But although he has started on a contra strategy, it looks like he's got the harder tyres on, which will explain why he's losing a little bit of pace. So he's having a look at the inside in towards turn 2. No, he opts not to go for that particular move.
He's really pressuring on the back of Simon, and actually Simon has fallen out of the DRS range of TRL. Button in 5th position. Similarly, Button has fallen out of the DRS range of Wycombs. Oh no, that's a big incident at the castle section. The Williams of
oh no!
And that's a lot of cars out of this race. This is probably going to be really good news for Simon, who again on those alternate on that alternate strategy on the softs right now, 5.4 second gap currently between himself and Morso, and then a big gap actually now starting to form between Matiz and Evo. So Matiz starting to streak away. And again, the DRS has been broken between Evo and Morso. Evo just on another level on the second part of that 4th lap. He just really streaked away from that Toro Rosso. However, with Simon's early pit stop, he has actually come out ahead of Limitless. So Limitless is going to need to clear Simon. Brave call, as I said earlier, for VSR Simon going on to a set of super softs that early, but the Haas has made his decision. Again, as I said just moments ago, these guys do not have race engineers, because if I were his race engineer, I would not have told him to put on super softs at the end of lap 3 in a 13-lap race. That is a bit early for my liking. But again, Limitless on the harder tires, a little bit more seasoned maybe compared to Simon. Didn't qualify as high though, so worth mentioning that Simon was actually the faster of the 2 drivers in the qualifying event that was set up that got them into this top 10 race.
It's going to be interesting to see where he comes out in relation to the rest. So VSR Simon still finds himself 4.6 down from Morso, who finds himself 4.1 down from Matiz. So there are quite big gaps between those guys. I'm a little surprised that the gaps are what they are, and Matiz does indeed come back out the lead.
Simon with a 4.2 second gap as it stands right now to that podium position. Evo does have one benefit though, so staying out didn't get him any closer to Matiz, but ooh, that's very close to the barrier. I think a bit of contact even for Veloce Limitless, as JD I think has actually just lost the DRS on VSR Simon. It's now 1.2 seconds, just under 1.2 seconds between the two of them as they're about to cross the DRS detection line.
So I would imagine that the top 3 are probably just pacing themselves at the moment. VSR Simon is still chipping away little by little at that gap between himself and AVR Morso.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything silly from Evo. I mean, if there's a mistake, he'll capitalize on it, absolutely, but I would imagine he's probably just conserving his fuel, conserving his tires. Evo's actually breaking away from Morso, and also Simon breaking away from Limitless. Again, Simon is on those now almost 6 lap old super softs, while Limitless I believe is on 4 or 5 lap old softs. So the window in which those softs will start to become quicker than the super softs is approaching, but clearly not there just yet. And as Simon pulls that gap further and further, I have to question whether or not Limitless can actually even take that 4th place position.
RG Matiz leads Alariva by 2.5 seconds. That gap has been roughly stable. There you can see the Ferrari in the background of the shot.
Lap 11, less than 18 kilometers between RG Matiz and victory here in Baku. More than 2.5 seconds gap, with nearly 4 seconds gap between Evo and Morso. And again, that gap between Simon and Limitless actually still growing, Chris. The Ferrari of NLR Evo following suit, now under 2.5 seconds between the two of them. Again, a one-lap difference between the two of them as far as tire life is concerned. So we could see the Ferrari begin to close in the closing stages of this race as we get into the final couple of laps, but I really don't expect that it'll make too much of a difference. Onboarded once again with Limitless, that gap starting to stabilize a bit, but again, less than 2 laps remaining in this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So even if Limitless catches up to Simon, I'm not sure if he'll actually be able to make the overtake in that Renault, but he certainly looks good on the softs.
And you know, I've commentated on what comes. Oh, me! Limitless getting going beyond the limits. He certainly found them.
Only 2.2 seconds though between Matiz and Evo as they make their way through the castle section for the final time in Azerbaijan at the Baku City Circuit.
And that is the victory then for RG Matiz by 2.1 seconds in the end.